All right, ladies and gentlemen, fellow coders, welcome to this next lesson in our series. In this one, we're going to be taking these little pills, which are badges that they call pills because they have rounded corners, and we're going to refactor this so that they are one single component inside of React. So we're refactoring code to make something that has been copy-pasted into a single component. So I can demonstrate this by clicking on Edit, and as you can see, this completed is a different color. It's now like the bluish color, whereas if we go back, it is green. So that sort of weird behavior is because we've copy-pasted code. So in this one, we're going to be doing some refactoring. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, stick around. All right, so let's get to work. So thankfully in React, since React is a component-based language, so to speak, library, I guess you can call it, it's not too hard to create a component. We've done it many, many times. So we create another folder, and we can call this the status, badge. It's really, anyway, we'll call it a status badge. I've been saying pill, but doesn't matter. And then we'll create an index.js for this. And this will be, we'll leverage like I had mentioned a long time ago. One of our extensions is, React.js code snippets. So with React.js code snippets, you can type in RSC, and that will create the React stateless component shortcut that you click on, and then boom, it creates this code. So we can just call this the status badge. Hit escape to stop editing two lines at once, and there we go. So now we have the template for a component here. Now this status badge, when we are using it, we're going to need to know a few properties that it's going to have. So props can be passed in, and we will destruct the props into a bunch of different variables, one of which that we will pass in, I assume, will be the variant. Okay, and we'll grab that from props. So with the variant, we'll be able to, put in what the actual should be, what the color should be, essentially. We're also going to need some text, which I guess we can call the value. We'll call it text, why not? So that's just the starting point. And now let's go to an example. So let's go to the dashboard, the student dashboard, code reviewer dash, so just the regular old dashboard. And we'll look for, here's the badge itself. Okay, so I'm going to sort of copy this code and I'll paste it into our code that we just created, the status badge code. I'll paste it right here over this div. So we'll bring in the badge. We'll control space on badge so that we can import it from React up here. And then we'll need to do some refactoring here. So assignment.status, this is essentially the text, right? So the status text is what we're passing in here. Text, right? And then the background, we're trying to determine what background, I guess we can, yeah, that's true. We can put, based on the text, we can determine what the color should be. So that's actually not pass in a variant, we'll just pass in the text. And then we'll have a function that will, get color of badge, right? And then we'll base this based off of the text color. So we will say if, text equals completed, then we will return the variant of success, right? If, else if, let's see, what other states do we have? There's in review, there's pending submission, okay, yeah, now I need to sort of decide what all the colors are. I know that there's one that is needs update. For that one, we can return, we can return danger, because it's red, right? I guess we can say else return info for now. I'll save that and it restructure the code. And then basically I'm going to paste that in here for the background. So I think, let me think, do I have to do this? Is that how you do it? Pass in the function and then it'll execute the function for the background? I'm not sure. So we'll test this out. So this is the start of the badge, and as you can see, everything is pretty much dynamic, right? So all we need to pass in is the text and it will figure out what to do for that badge. So the status badge is going to be the name of the component. And in here, sorry, where were we? We were here. This was where I originally copied the badge from, which is in the student dashboard view that we're looking at right now. Let me delete the badge that's in there. And let me add in the component of status badge. Okay. And then we need to pass in the property called text. So what is the text going to be in this guy? Well, we know it's the assignment.status, right? That's the text that we're going to be passing in. Let's control click or control space to import it and say save, compiling, thinking, broken. Okay, shoot. So why did it break? Let's find out. That's a warning. Assignment.status. Let's do some debugging in here. Text. So let's do a console log here just to see, do we have the text? Badge text. So yeah, badge text completed in review pending submission, so that's good. Oh yeah, look, completed is in here. Okay, so it's there, it just, I guess it's the wrong background color. I guess that's not how you do the background color. BG equals, let's just say, get color of badge? Okay. Fair enough. I guess that's how you do it. So now, wherever we see, we can do a search for the badge component, and wherever we see the badge component, we can replace it with what we just did down here, which is this status badge. So let's do a search for badge, and then we can replace it with this guy. So where do we do a badge? Here's one badge inside of assignment view. Everything looks the same as before. Let's just paste that in. Control space to import and save. And then this guy here is in the code reviewer dashboard. So again, assignment status is being passed in. Everything looks identical. So we can paste, control space to import. The next badge here, everything looks the same. Paste. And then here, everything looks the same. Paste. Over here, that's a status badge itself, so we don't want to change that. And then this guy in the code review assignment view or whatever, we can paste that in there and import. Cool. So now we'll do file save all because we just did a bunch of changes. So now let's see, when we go back into assignment 1 here to edit, is it green? It's green. So now we have consistency across these badge colors. So the look and feel is the same. So if we log out and log in as a code reviewer, in review, okay, oh, there's no, let's go in here and say reject. Ooh, look at that, needs update. Right, boom, needs update. Nice. Nice and red. We log out, we go back into our other user, and now is it needs update is red. So now we have consistency because we have exported or whatever, we have you know, simplified and refactored it into one component that now we can reuse all over the place and it'll just work. So now if we need to make any changes, we can change it in one place. That's always a beautiful thing. Now, bonus for this lesson, before you bail, I promised in the last lesson that we would look into the proper way to do React routing and sending React router v6 send a redirect, essentially, like redirecting people around. So let me see. Redirect from blah to home. Now this is inside of the component view. I don't want to do it in a view. I want to do it on the fly. So handling redirects in v6 to handle the situation above. So our recommendation for redirecting in React v6 really doesn't have much to do with React Router. Is simply that you need to, simply this. If you need to redirect, do it on the server before you render. Oh, okay. So I guess this is their server code with the response. I see. So that's, I guess it's not redirecting specifically. I want to navigate. But I don't want to do the navigation inside of the render, right? So we can do navigation inside of a view like this with a link or something, but I want to sort of do it dynamically. Ooh, what's this guy? Here we go. Use navigate. Let navigate equal use. This is what I want. Okay, beautiful. I think. So it looks like it's v6 doc. So let's try this out. We'll import use navigate. And then basically anywhere that I have used the window location, let me do a search for window.location.href essentially, which as you can see, I've used that all over the place. This window location href, well, I should say in this case we're splitting it here. That's actually okay. I'm not setting it equal to anything. But when I set window location href equal to something, that's where I think we have a problem. We have to refactor. So let's paste in this use navigate, and then it said let navigate equal use navigate at the top. That's fair. And then we say navigate to the URL we want to navigate to. So instead of saying window location href, we can say navigate to, oh shoot, I got rid of the URL. I want to keep that URL. So instead of saying window location href equals, we can replace this with navigate and wrap that in brackets, parentheses, whatever you want to call it. I guess that's fine. And same with this. Navigate. Save that. Okay. Where else? This is a split. That's okay. Here we can say navigate. Oh, right. But we need to say use navigate up here because this is another file. So const navigate equals use navigate. Save. So same thing over and over again, right? So hopefully we'll get used to this. Const navigate equals use navigate. And then this guy we say bloop navigate. Oops. Like this. I probably should test this to see if it works before I literally go and replace all of my code with this, but I'm just rolling the dice and assuming that this is going to work. If it doesn't, hey, that's why we have a little refactoring episode here. Let's go to here. Now I probably need to do the use navigate thing again, but I'm just going to finish doing all of these replacements before I import the navigate function. Const navigate equals use navigate. Save. Cool, cool. 2 more to go. Oop, what have I done? Paste. And paste. And then at the top of the file, const navigate equals use navigate. Save. Okay, so what we're left with is one that does a split and then another one that does a split. That's okay, because that's not actually navigating, that's just doing a split, which is detecting or whatever what's in the URL and making a decision based on what's in the URL. So if I click on like submit new assignment, it goes in here, fantastic. If I click on edit, it goes in here. If I go back, it goes edit, back, you know, submit assignment. Ooh, interesting. If it's in needs update and I say submit assignment, that's a bug. Hey, we're refactoring, ladies and gentlemen. We might as well do some bug fixing. So it looks like the navigation part is working. And let me explain the navigation part first and explain why I replaced my window location hrefs with the navigate function. So navigate comes from React Router DOM. And if you leverage React Router to do the navigation, you are making use of essentially all client-side rendering. You're not sending a message to the server side. You're not having to send a message to the server and say, hey, I would like to change the URL path to this path. And then the server says, I don't understand what that path means. And it shoots the message of like a message back to the client side. And the client side says, oh, well, I'll just go there myself. Right? So there's this communication to the server side that doesn't really need to happen. I'm pretty sure that's what happens when you use window location href and replace it with something. It's sort of a slight, what's what I'm looking for? Not discrepancy. It's just slightly non-performant, right? Whatever the word is for that. So that's why you use navigate instead, which comes from React Router DOM. So React knows, we don't have to talk to the backend. We don't have to try to talk to the server to render this view. I already know how to render this view because it's all within React Router. So a little bit more performant. That's the word I was looking for. Cool. Now here's a quick bug for the needs update. I guess I don't have any code for when you click submit. I guess I should get rid of that code as well. In the badge, status badge, we don't need a log anymore. Take that out so we don't clutter up our console. So when I say click submit assignment, it doesn't do anything here. So that's probably because for the assignments view, when we are logged in as a student, right? So in the student assignment view, which is here, when we click on save, it says, okay, what's our current status? Is it equal to the first status? If it is, then update it to here. So that's sort of, that only works for one case, right? That works for when you are in the pending submission mode. When you're pending submission, by the way, I should make pending submission like a yellow or something. Let me make, where's the status badge? Let me say, else if text equals pending submission, then we should return warning. Boom. Ooh, there we go. Nice colors, right? So, great. Side note, you guys can't smell, but my wife is cooking something right now and it smells good. I'm hungry. Okay, so the pending submission will work, right? So if we say edit and then we say submit, we have a piece of code here for changing the status when it's pending submission. Pending submission is status 0. Now, that didn't work. So instead, we'd have to add one for needs update. But even better is code that we put in for, I think it was the code review assignment view. We did this code to make it more dynamic. So maybe we can mimic this code. So we pass in the status. And, by the way, we should take away this comment because that's not valid anymore. And instead, we should use this code here, right? As long as we can pass in the status. So I think that one will work for the future as well. So here we say, instead of saying if the status is an explicit status, then set it to this other status. Let's do this. Pass in a status, which will break some code elsewhere. So when we do a save here, when we submit assignment, well, we know when we submit the assignment, well, do we know? Hold on. If we're in edit, so if the assignment is completed, then we do this. If it's not completed, then we have this. So we can say, hey, if the assignment status is, pending submission, then we can do the submit assignment button. Right? Yes. Otherwise, we can do something different. Like so. Oh, why is this unhappy? Oh, because I need a div class wrapping the whole thing. Like this. Okay, so I'll save that in, just make sure it compiles. It does, okay. But instead of submit assignment, it should say like resubmit assignment, right? And resubmit assignment, now we know the status is going to be, we want the status to be in review. Or no, submitted. Well, hold on. Do we want it to be submitted again? Interesting. I just thought of an interesting scenario. Because if it's submitted, so we want it to go to submitted status, I'm pretty sure. If it's in submitted status, then all the other code reviewers will be able to see it and claim it. So we need to have a little tweak on our algorithm that says when an assignment... Do we need another status of resubmitted? Interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see. So let's say save it to submitted status. And then this one as well, we'll bring it to submitted status. Right? And do we have any more save button calls? Save 1, 2. No, so there's just 2 different. Anyway, so we'll save that code. And then so if I say resubmit assignment, it goes to submitted now, right? But here's the problem, right? If it's in submitted status, whichever one that was, I forget, was it assignment 2 that I did? Oh, and interesting, we can resubmit the assignment again. Which is kind of not, anyway. Okay, my brain's going too many places. Focus. So, it's all business logic going on in my head right now. I'm trying to think of how would I want the app to work for myself, because this app, I'm building it for myself, so that's where my brain is going, is all these different places. Okay, so we've logged in, and we've hit some sort of a problem here, because it's just a white page. No... Oh, why did it go to /login/dashboard? Ooh, that could be a quirk of the navigate stuff that I just put in there. We introduced a bug. So navigate. Show me all the uses of navigate. Here. So should be /dashboard, right? Because it tried to, when you don't explicitly use a /, then it does a relative path. And the relative path for dashboard, if you're on the login page, because this is the login page, a relative path would become /login/dashboard. But if you just do /dashboard, then it will replace where you are currently, which was the login page, with the appropriate thing. Anyway, whoops, little bug. So I should need to make sure all my navigates start with a /, which it looks like they do. I believe so. Yeah, looks like it. I just sort of scanned all those to see. Now, oh, didn't I log in as a code reviewer though? Why do I see this view? That was interesting. I'll have to test that again to see, because that was the wrong view. So this is the code reviewer view. So there's in review here, there's awaiting review and needs update. But I don't see any... Oh, this one's awaiting review. So this one is assignment 2, is awaiting review. And I believe this one belongs to a user already, right? The code reviewer already has that one. So I might need to tweak this code. So the first thing we need to tweak is on the back end. First, let's confirm the bug that I found here. So the first thing we want to do is open up my workbench, and I want to do a search on that assignment 2. I don't know what the ID is for that one, but let's go over here and select star from assignment. So assignment number 2 is here. Yes, he's submitted status, but it belongs to a code reviewer. So this is, yeah. So what we need to do here is the bug is in one of our repositories. For the assignment repository, yeah, this one. It says, hey, get me all the assignments where the status is submitted or they belong to me. But that's kind of not exactly it, because this is going to show another code reviewer one that is assigned to someone else, and that's not what I want. So I essentially want to see all of the code, all of the reviews that are either not assigned to anyone, and make sure they're also not assigned to anyone else. So how can we do that? So show me the ones where status is submitted. Where the status is submitted and code reviewer is null, or code reviewer equals me. Right? Because that's going to do, so for the ones that are submitted, yeah, I think that's how we do it. That's tough, man. This is there's no way to know until I test it. SQL queries always get wild. There's probably a better way to do that, but anyway. Okay. So, we do see it in awaiting review. The question is, if we had another code reviewer, would they see this? So that's the real test. Let's create another code reviewer. So let's do another user. Let's insert another person and call them, code review viewer 2. And we'll grab the same password and paste it in. Apply to create that code reviewer. Also, don't forget the authorities. We'll need to add a code reviewer authority for that person. So role code reviewer for user ID 3. I assume it's 3. Let's just make sure it is 3. I think it would have failed if it wasn't 3. Yeah, okay. So code reviewer 3 now. Let me log out and log in as them. Code reviewer 2. User ID 3. Okay, cool. So awaiting review, there's nothing in here, which means it's been filtered out, which makes sense. Sort of. I think there should be... Oh, no, there's another one that's pending review. So if I say log in as a student, and then... Interesting. See? This is the weird bug. This is the wrong dashboard. I just logged in as a student. So why do I see this? If I refresh, then I see the right view. That's weird. Okay. So here's a couple more that are pending submission. We'll just say something for and main for, because it's assignment for. We'll submit it. Now it's in submitted status, right? So now if I log in as code reviewer 2, 3, 1. Sorry, I got a hair in my mouth there. Code reviewer. The first code reviewer should see assignment 4. Wrong dashboard. So assignment 4 is awaiting review. See? Cool. But I think this should be a different status. I really do. Because in the eyes of a code reviewer, they are assigned to this one. So I feel like even though it's submitted, it should sort of show up in the in review. But then again, I think it should say resubmitted. Yeah, I think it should say resubmitted. Let's formally add that to our list of status enums. And we'll add it at the end, because I said resubmitted. I said that if you change the order of these guys, you'll break my code. And is resubmitted all one word, or is it hyphenated? Let's go to the Google and see if Google says that's the wrong word. Resubmit or resubmitted. Okay, all one word. Cool. I just gotta make sure I'm typing it in right. So there's our new, officially we have a new status. And let's just really quickly go back into the assignment view, I think. And when you say save, here, this should be resubmitted. So then I guess it should say resubmit assignment. It shouldn't be hyphenated. Okay, so resubmitted. And then, that's the status. All right. Anyway, so I think we figured out that the that's a weird bug. We figured out that the what do we figure out? We figured out that the query works, right? We just switched the query, and it works. Let me resubmit the assignment so that it actually goes into resubmitted status. There we go. So that one is in resubmitted status. let me log out and go back to code reviewer 2, just to make sure that they don't see the resubmitted assignment, right? Refresh because it's the wrong view. That must be a navigate thing. That's where that bug is coming from, is because previously it went to the server side, and yeah, so there's something about that navigate method that we inserted that is causing this bug to happen. So I'm gonna have to look into that later. So this one's awaiting review. That makes sense. It's assignment 4. That was just submitted once. If we claim it, boom, it's now in review. We can edit it and do all the stuff that we can normally do. Cool. Now that's assignment 4. If we go back to code reviewer number 1, essentially, and refresh this view. Oh, wait. Is that right? None are awaiting review. None needs update. This one is in review because I claimed it. Is that right? I think so. And I shouldn't see anyone else awaiting review because someone else claimed it. Okay, I think that's the correct situation to be in, the correct state. So if we reject this assignment, it goes into needs update. And then if we log out and go back to our student view, this one needs an update. Okay, so this one's in review. This one's been resubmitted. Needs update. So then we go from needs update to resubmitted. Okay. And then it's been resubmitted. Therefore, if we log in as code reviewer 1, we should see assignment 3 or whatever that was just resubmitted, right? Interesting. Because we don't have a thing for resubmitted, I guess. We don't have a view for it, or a filter, right? So if we go to the code reviewer dashboard, we have a few sections, which also need to be refactored, but anyway. We have a section for in review, we have a section for submitted, and we have a section for needs update. So I guess it should be submitted or assignment status equals resubmitted. Right? And then this guy, same thing here. Or assignment status equals resubmitted. Boom. Awaiting review. Now, the thing is, I think, do I want, for the code reviewer, do I want it to appear in the awaiting review pool? Because the pool, here the code reviewer might look at this and say, like, I don't have time to pick up another review right now. I think I want to put these into the in review. That's an interesting workflow. I'm not sure how to do this one. This is totally just a business logic thing. In other words, how do I actually want this to function? What is the user experience going to be like? It's almost like I need the resubmitted assignments to have a different color to make them stand out or something. Maybe I'll make them primary. Maybe. I would need to make them primary, and then I would need to like order them so that they appear at the top. Right? Yeah, that's probably what I need to do. So I need to order these guys to be, so if they're resubmitted, resubmitted. So I'm going to filter, right? And if the length is greater than 0, then boom, I start to show them, and I'm mapping them here. But first, I think I want to do a sort. And I can't recall how they do a sort. Okay, so they do sort with A and B, right? A and B. So I want to say, so a function used to determine the order of the elements. It is expected to return negative value if the first argument is less than the second. Right, okay, so I think this works like the Java sorting. So essentially I want to say, hey, if the first assignment status is equal to resubmitted, then I want to return, so this will be an if statement. If the status is resubmitted, I want to return -1, meaning I want to sort the resubmitted status first. Else, I'll return 1. Right? Did I break anything? Okay. So, and then I also want to change the status of the resubmit, or the color of the status badge for resubmitted to be else if text equals resubmitted, then I want to return primary, essentially. Is it primary? Yeah. So then they just get a little bit more of a nudge in terms of their look and feel. Let's go back to our student. I'll refresh the page because I have to. So resubmitted. If I go to pending submission here and say edit, we'll just have, you know, something 5 and main 5, just so we can. Okay, submitted in review. Code reviewer. Refresh the page. So yeah, so it's sorted last, right? Now that is, you know, it is assignment 5, so it feels like it might get sorted last just because it's assignment 5. So the question is, can we change assignment 3 here to be a different status? That's how we can test it for sure that it's sorting, right? So if we go to assignments and go to assignment 3, number 1, 2, 3, change this manually to be submitted status. Now what we should see when we refresh is assignment 3 should get sorted after assignment 2. Nice. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I want to have happen. That way the awaiting review resubmitted assignments will bubble up to the top if there's lots of reviews that are awaiting, lots of code reviews that are awaiting review. So if this was resubmitted, to me, you don't have to reclaim it, but if you say claim, it should go back to in review. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Perfect. Assignment 3 I can claim, in review. Assignment 3 I can reject. So now we have 1 in review, 1 submitted, and 1 pending. Perfect. Okay. So now the only remaining bug is the navigation bug. Yeah, so let's just do this is the last thing I'll tackle on this lesson. Use navigate, hard refresh on the page or something. How do I reload a page with React Router? Use history. This caused the page to re-render automatically. You can use this to refresh the current page. You don't really need React Router for this. You can just say, yeah, so like location.reload. Yeah, this is not an SPA approach, a single page application approach. I think this recommendation should be criticized. Yeah, other answers like history. So this is what I was saying before is when you use location dot whatever, it's going to not, I guess that's the word that they use is not, it's not an SPA, a single page application approach. It's going to send a message to the server. But I guess these ones, this is how you can do it. But that's refreshing the page. I kind of want to do like, I don't want to load the page and make it refresh again. Refresh with a page reload. History push. So that might be, so recently I ran into an interesting bug in the app I'm working on. It seemed like a bug. I wrote seem because it's not really a bug. It's something left unimplemented in React Router because it can be fixed in multiple ways. Okay, what our particular issue was that we wanted to do a page refresh after a server call that was updating an item on a list rendered by current React route. The list is loaded based on some filters stored in whatever. Additionally, our app was loaded into another app, meaning blah, blah, blah. Initially, okay, so that doesn't sound like the exact situation that we are in. Use navigate refresh code. This sounds more like what I want. It just says location reload, which is not what I want. Thanks Thanks for nothing. Navigate. Oh, wait. I just saw something I think I liked. Navigate to somewhere. State. Replace. What is this? Normally, a call to navigate will push a new entry into the history stack so that it can hit the back button. If you pass replace true to navigate, then the current entry in the history stack will be replaced with a new one. So maybe that will work. So let's pass that in. So let's try that out. In the situation that I'm worried about is when you have a view that can be dynamic, one path that has a dynamic view, right? It shows you one view if you're doing one thing, and it shows you a different view if you're doing another thing on that same path. That's where I think this is getting confused. So this happens in dashboard. So when you go to dashboard or the code reviewer dashboard, so how do we get there? I think it's in app.js. So we do this private route thing, right? With this view or that view. And that happens when you visit this path. It would be nice if I can encapsulate all the logic right here in some way, shape, or form, but I don't know if that's doable. Because there's the navigate to here, and then there's the just show the children view. Yeah, so that doesn't help us. Okay, let me think. We want to, when they click on the login button, that's where this is happening, right? So we're on the login page, which is where we were looking at before. Here, the navigate to dashboard. This is one place. So this is, what was it called? Replace? Replace true. Okay, so we navigate to dashboard. Dashboard is the path that is dynamic. Now, there's another one that's like that too. It's the, I might have just been looking at it. Anyway, let me test the login first before I go crazy. So we're a code reviewer right now. Let me log out and log in as a non-code reviewer. I still see the code reviewer dashboard. Let me hard refresh the page and test again. So we were just logged in as a student. Let me log in as code reviewer 2. No, that's a student view. So it's not working. At least I don't think it's working. We can hard refresh the login page to see if it was just not picking up that code. No, it's not working. Shoot. So that is not the solution. Huh. I mean, the other solution here is to have a different path. You know, that instead of having dashboard be the path for both, we can have it say it could be dashboard for the student, and it could be, code reviewer dashboard for the code reviewer. That could be the solution. But I am interested. I'm wondering, unless there's a property here with route, index key. Are there any properties with the route component? Let's see. React router. Same path, dynamic views, caching, something like that. Caching. So sorry, I'm just wondering if this is the problem someone else is running into. Router acts like a normal React component if parent state changes, remounting of children doesn't occur. You are free to handle it in component will receive props. So you should either use component will receive props or manually add key based on route to force remounting. Interesting. So would we say key equals 1 here and key equals 2 here or something? On the private route, just to have different, or should the keys be there? I'm not sure. Let's find out. So we're logged in as a code reviewer. So let me log in as a student. it still shows the code reviewer, right? If I refresh, then it goes in here. Okay, and if I log in as a code reviewer, yeah, no, so that's not working. I can maybe add a key here. Key equals 1 just to have a unique key. Key equals 2 I'll choose better values, you know, later once I determine if this works or not. So this is a student view. Now let's go to the code reviewer view. No, didn't work. Okay, so that's not working either. Component will receive props work, though it feels a bit strange. Component will receive props. Let's check out the duplicate issue that it's talking about. Now, this is 2015, so this is quite old. So I've been having a world of trouble maintaining correct state after modifying the dynamic segment of a component that has children with state. A good example is the edit page, post 1, 2, 3, whatever, which renders post, which in turn renders post form. The problem arises from the nested components not mounting as per usual. The dynamic segment is changed on the URL, and instead relying on component will receive props at the parent level. This results in the parent component content changing, but not its children, when changing the post to a different, yeah. Okay, can you give the key? So we tried that solution. You can add a key to route handler. Would you add a key here? Would the key be different depending on the view? Return 1, otherwise return 2 or something. So let's log in as a student. Student view. Log in as the code reviewer. No. Log in as a student again. No. Okay. So, I mean, the boring solution here is to undo. Unless I keep digging. Obviously, I can keep digging and digging and digging, but for now, again, I want to be nice with your time. It's almost an hour I've been doing this video for, so this is a long one. So let's do instead of on the login page, instead of trying to do this whole navigate thing, we do it the old school way, which we had before, which was window.location.href equals dashboard. Right, so this will send the message to the server side, which will force the re-render and do what we want it to do. So if I log in as a student, it's a student view. When I log in as a code reviewer, it is the code reviewer view. Right, so there's something going on there. There's probably a solution there, but I just don't know what that solution is, right? If I want to share that dashboard path, right? The other solution is if I want to maintain the navigate type method, I could just have a different path, right? So this problem will also present itself with the assignment view. So when we go to look at an assignment, the same problem will happen because we're using navigate. So we have a navigate on, slash assignments slash and then $. So for the navigates here, when we're navigating to edit an assignment, we might have to do window.location because we're sharing. Again, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to do this. This defeats the purpose of me using the navigate function. But for now, this should solve the problem that we were running into before. So that's one. And then this one is the same thing. Instead of using navigate, we say window.location.href equals. Same thing, assignment slash assignment ID. And then in this guy here, when creating an assignment, probably assignments / whatever. Yeah, same problem, right? We're kind of just undoing all of our navigates, which is really annoying. .location.href equals, and then this last one here is navigate. So we'll say, or not navigate, sorry. Window.location.href equals, and we'll grab that same path, like this. Okay, so fair enough. That will be the way it is. And so when we say edit on, assignment 2, we are looking at it as the code reviewer view, right? So we have the complete review, which is the code reviewer view. Well, that's in review. So let me do one that's submitted, needs update, I guess, is shared between them. So needs update, if I click on this, I can complete the review, and I can reclaim. I guess that undoes the needs update. So complete review for assignment 3, but if I log out and go back in as a student for assignment 3 that needs review, needs update, if I click on this, I should see the student options, which is resubmit assignment. Yeah, exactly. So that's the correct view now. So we'll have to, maybe I'll do some research off video to see if there's a better solution that we can use to properly, not cache the views essentially, because that's essentially what's happening is it's caching. So there must be a solution out there. I'll figure it out. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free to subscribe above by clicking on the circle above my head. Please do give the video a like. If you've made it through to this 3-minute mark, congratulations, man. I really appreciate the efforts that you are putting into listening to me. So I would love it if you could click the like button, YouTube algorithm, etc., etc. You know the drill. Cool? So as always, take care of yourself. Happy learning, and bye for now.